Hari Om students, I am happy to meet you all in yet in another section of your English online class. Today we are going to see a poem on killing a tree written by Jeev Patel. Let us understand the title before going into the poem. The poem on killing a tree tells us man's cruelty towards the tree which symbolizes nature. The poet gives us a step by step instructions on how to kill a tree and makes us realize that killing a tree is similar to murdering a human being. Here, see about the author. Jeev Patel was born on 18 August 1940. He is an Indian Parsi poet, playwright, painter, as well as a practicing physician. His famous works include Evening, Forensic Medicine, and From Bombay Central. This poem is taken from his poetry collection Poems, published in 1966. Let me give introduction of this poem. This poem is the best known poem by Jeev Patel. The poet compares the trees to human beings. According to him, trees also have the right to live like any other creature. But he is pained to see that it is the human being only who kills the trees. With utmost cruelty, the poet has all sympathy for the trees. Let's see what the poet says in On Killing a Tree. Here is the first stanza. Let me read first. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. See some glossary words. Jab. It means to hit something forcefully, consuming, absorb minerals, crust, the top layer of the soil, absorbing, to take inside, leprous hide. Leprous hide, it means discolor bark of the tree, sprouting, giving rise or birth to. Now listen the explanation of this stanza. The poet says that it takes a lot of time to kill a tree. It is not a simple jab of a knife. A tree grows up by getting essential nutrients from the earth. It takes in sunlight, air, and water to grow into a strong trunk and have numerous leaves. Second stanza. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to former size. See the glossary of second stanza. Hack, it means heavy blows. Chop, cut into pieces. Bleeding bark, it means the secretion of liquid from the bark when it is cut with a sharp object. Curled, it means with twist. Twigs, tender leaves. Miniature, tiny and small. Boughs, branches. Expand, it means to grow. See the meaning of a second stanza. Humans cut and chop the bark of tree into many pieces, but that is not sufficient to destroy the tree. The point of the tree which gets cut gives out sap, just like a human being bleeds. So gradually this wood heals, and from there new branches start growing again. Third stanza. No, the root is to be pulled out, one of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed. The source wide and wet, the most sensitive hidden for years inside the earth. See the glossary words. Pulled out, it means to take out from somewhere by force. Anchoring earth, it means trees are held securely with the help of roots in the earth. Snapped out, that means chopped out. Earth cave, it means the inside of the earth. Listen the explanation of the third stanza. The poet says that in order to kill the tree, it has to be uprooted. One has to be separate the tree from the earth which supports it. The roots of the tree bind the tree with the soil in the pit of the earth. From there, the most sensitive and hidden part of the tree, the roots have to be detached. The roots are white in color and are damp. This is the last stanza of this poem. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. See the glossary words of this stanza. Scorching and choking. It means the drying up of the tree after being uprooted. Browning, it means the color gradually getting brown. Hardening, the process of becoming hard. Twisting, getting bent and moved. Withering, it means the process of decaying. Listen the explanation of this stanza. Once the tree has been uprooted, then gradually it withers and dries up with the action of heat and wind. The trunk will become brown, twist, and will harden. Finally, the tree will die. That's all about the poem. Students, what message do you get from this poem? In this way, poet ironically points out our cruelty towards the tree. At last, he wanted to mean we have to save the trees, to save ourselves in the world. Otherwise, we will move towards the distraction. Here is a picture of tree. You have to write a para on the importance of tree of your own using the given keywords. Okay. Let's see literary device of this poem. See, and out of its leprous hide. This line is from your first stanza. Okay. And what type of figure of speech is used here? Metaphor. You all know what is metaphor. It's a indirect comparison. Okay, indirect comparison. Here you see leprous hide. The uneven color of the surface of the trunk of a tree is compared with what? Skin of a person suffering from leprosy. Here leprosy means a disease. Okay. Next, the bleeding bark will heal. This line is from your second stanza. Okay. And in this line, the figure of speech is metaphor. Bleeding bark. It means the sap coming out of tree where it is cut is compared to the bleeding from the wound in a human body. So that's why here what type of figure of speech is his? Metaphor. Okay. These lines are from your third stanza and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely. So here pulled out is repeated. So what type of figure of speech is used? Repetition. Okay. In this poem there is no rhyming word, no rhyming scheme. So it is written in a free verse. So that's all about today's video. Thank you. Have a nice day.